Good day, students! For today, we're gonna continue our discussion on Chapter 7. So, our topic are the following. First is the compulsory conscience, next is the conformity and non-conformity, then the formal and material norms, and lastly is the moral relativism. But before we proceed to our first topic, let's recap first what is conscience that was discussed by Ms. Conferada. So, conscience is the practical judgment of reason, telling us what should be done because it is good or what should be avoided because it is evil. Conscience is a faculty of the mind that motivates us to act morally or at least according to our most deeply held values. So, conscience is the judgment or how a person balances his decision regarding a situation before making any action. So, sa bawat aksyon na ating ginagawa ay kaakibat nito ang konsensya. Ang konsensya ang nagsasabi kung tama ba o mali ang ating gagawing aksyon. And now, let's proceed to our first topic, the compulsory conscience. Our bond with the natural moral law, right, Bernard Haring, is an exalted participation in the eternal law of God manifested by our conscience, whose natural function it is to reveal our likeness to God. So, because of our conscience, mas naging exalted tayo kay God or mas napapalapit tayo kay God. When conscience operates in the realm of truth and sound reason, it is compulsory to listen to it. That's why it is called compulsory conscience. Since conscience speaks the truth, we are required or it is compulsory to us to listen to it. Kasi nga, katotohanan ng sinasabi nito. And the truth will lead us to the right path or right decision or the right action. But when conscience deviates or do something that is different from the norm and urges us to do what is unreasonable, it is now our own evil work. Wala na tayong sisisihin pang iba sa nagawa nating kasalanan kundi ang ating sarili lamang. So, our next topic is the conformity and non-conformity. The conformity or non-conformity of a human act with the norms constitutes morality. We recall the definition of Aristotle to the good as that which fits the function. For example, it fits the function of a talented singer to sing well. Similarly, it fits the function of a decent and honorable person to do what is honorable. Many would argue that conformity is a part of our basic instinct as human beings. Indeed, it can give us sense of security and assurance. We people tend to do what the society wants. We follow the norms and we act according to what is the society. But some actions do not fit the dignity and nobility of man as a man. Like the junk food does not fit the health of a person. Immoral acts do not fit the human soul. And that is non-conformity. Non-conformity is where someone is doing things differently from the norm. And too much non-conformity can create chaos, but without little non-conformity, life would be pretty boring. Sometimes being different gives us thrill or it makes us feel unique. But we need to set limitations. Hindi naman masama maging kakaiba. But sometimes being different leads us to the wrong path. So here is an example of conformity and non-conformity. As you can see in the picture, specifically a GIF, you can see the one in the middle wears red and the two wears green. So to conform with them, the one in the middle painted himself green. So as you see, that is conformity. Gumagawa ka ng isang bagay na makakapag-fit in o makakapagpabilang sa iyo sa nakakarami o sa sosyedad. And the next picture, so you can see there are white human figures and there is only one orange human figure, and that is non-conformity, being different from others. So, our next topic is about formal and material norms. We distinguish two aspects of the moral norm. First is the formal, and next is the material norms. Formal norms relate to formation of character, what kind of person we ought to be. This consists of such directives towards character development, such as be honest, be direct, and be respectful. Formal norms are established written rules. So, hindi na ito mababago o mapapalitan. It relates to the human person, to human character. Express those values that are universal to all human persons and primarily expresses who we should be. So, formal norms are the moral norms na nagsasabi kung ano ba dapat tayo. Hindi kung ano ang dapat gawin, kundi kung ano ba dapat tayo. And material norms relate to actions. What actions we ought to do. It determines whether an act on account of its nature conforms or does not conform with the formal norms. So the formal norms about being respectful of parents is explicit and relevant at all times. But sometimes there are some certain situations that we tend to be disrespectful to our parents. And that actions is the material norms. The directives of formal norms are permanent and unchangeable. So yun nga, sabi ko nga kanina, hindi na ito mapapalitan o mababago because they are the requirements of law. While the directives of material norms are temporary and changeable because they are the result of rational evaluation. So yun nga kanina, di ba? Nakatatak na sa ating mga sarili simula pagkabata na we need to be respectful towards our parents. But sometimes there are some certain situations nga na nagiging disrespectful tayo sa kanila. But we can change that. Hindi porket na disrespect na natin sila, patuloy na natin silang idirespetuhin. Because material norms can be changed and it is only temporary. So, did you get it? The formal norms is where this is the one that tells us who we should be, while the material norms are the results of our rational evaluation are our actions na nagsasabi kung nasunod ba natin ang formal norms or hindi. And now, let's proceed to our last topic, the moral relativism. Moral relativism is possible because the human mind, being finite and limited, does not always grasp the moral significance of certain acts or events. Thus, debates would continue on whether death penalty, divorce, abortion, gay marriage, or euthanasia is morally permissible. Since iba-iba ang kultura ng bawat bansa, hindi sila makapag-decide kung ano ba talaga. And moral relativism is also descriptive of cultural differences. So yun nga, since we have different cultures, there is no universal or absolute set of moral principles. And also, moral relativism refers to the differences in morality from culture to culture. A moral relativist perspective would state that what is moral in one culture may not be moral in another culture, depending upon the culture. So, for example, pumunta ka sa isang bansa na ibang kultura sa kinagisnan mo. So, first, you need to, of course, research about their culture. Di naman pwedeng pumunta ka na lang doon basta-basta na walang dala kahit ni isang kaalaman tungkol sa kultura nila. And all you have to do is to act like one of them. And because it is a sign of respect to their culture. Of course, you need to respect their culture since yun ang kinagisnan nila. And that is moral relativism. So now we've all finished the topic. So the continuation of chapter 7 will be discussed by the next reporter, Miss Marjorie Fernando. So I hope you learned some things, and that's all. And thank you, and have a good day, everyone.